Do Muslims worship the same God as Christians? Despite Islam's explicit denial of the deity of Christ and their rejection of the Trinity, many Catholics consistently affirm that Muslims adore the God of Abraham.
But yeah, then you've got just this heresy of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't view it as another religion, because they also think we worship the same God.
Yeah.
Like Buddhists don't think that we worship the same God. Most of them don't even think there's a God. Hindus are not saying Vishnu and Christ are the same person.
Yeah.
Most of them in general.
I'd say I'd be happy saying we worship the same God as the Muslims.
In paragraph 841 in the Catechism, which it says these Muslims profess to hold the faith of Abraham, and it states, together with us they adore the one merciful God, mankind's judge on the last day. And so there you have the church making a judgment that the reasonable or philosophical knowledge that Muslims have of God as the infinite reality, creator of heaven and earth, is sufficient such that they are directing worship to the proper object, to the same object, that reality to which we as Christians direct worship, even though they get many things wrong about that same reality to which they are directing worship.
The Catechism of the Catholic Church states in paragraph 841, quoting Lumen Gentium 16 from Vatican II, the plan of salvation also includes those who acknowledge the Creator, in the first place amongst whom are the Muslims. These profess to hold the faith of Abraham, notice this, and together with us they adore the one merciful God, mankind's judge on the last day. In his Nostra Aetate, Pope Paul VI declares, the Church regards with esteem also the Muslims. They adore the one God, living and subsisting in himself, merciful and all-powerful, the creator of heaven and earth, who has spoken to men. They take pains to submit wholeheartedly to even his inscrutable decrees, just as Abraham, with whom the faith of Islam takes pleasure in linking itself, submitted to God. Though they do not acknowledge Jesus as God, they revere him as a prophet. I'll say that again, don't miss that. Though they do not acknowledge Jesus as God, they revere him as a prophet. Notice carefully, though Muslims do not acknowledge Jesus as God, they allegedly still adore the one God. How does that work? They don't acknowledge Jesus as God. In fact, they explicitly reject his deity, and yet they still adore and worship the one true God. 1 John chapter 2, verse 22 says, who is a liar but he that denieth that Jesus is the Christ? He is Antichrist that denieth the Father and the Son. Whosoever denieth the Son, the same hath not the Father. He that acknowledgeth the Son hath the Father also. If Jesus is the God of Abraham, which he is, and Muslims refuse to worship Christ, then it logically follows that they do not worship the God of Abraham. In other words, their God is not our God. If you do not acknowledge Jesus as God, then you do not adore the one true God, despite your intention, profession, and sincerity. Psalm chapter 96, verse 1 says, O sing unto the Lord a new song. Sing unto the Lord all the earth. Sing unto the Lord, bless his name. Show forth his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. For the Lord is great, and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord made the heavens.
Christians believe in one God. Jews believe in one God. Muslims believe in one God. Are they worshipping the same God, giving it a different name?
That is not the same God. 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 The qualities of this creator are not consistent between the religions. The attributes of this creator are not consistent between the religions. We don't believe God rested on the seventh day. We don't believe God wrestled with Jacob. We don't believe he did things which are not befitting of a creator, let alone become his creation and be killed by his creation. Now the concept we have in Islam is that Allah is one. He has no beginning, no end. He is uncreated and he has no offspring. And he is unique in every way, shape and form. He is nothing like his creation. Now these attributes which we find problematic in the other religions, these things are, for us as Muslims, we wholeheartedly reject those. We wholeheartedly reject those. We wholeheartedly reject those. We wholeheartedly reject those. We don't believe he did these things. Why would the creator need to rest? Wrestling with his creation, we reject.
When we become Muslim, we say this: I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship except one creator, one Allah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't worship cows, we don't worship monkeys like Hindus, we don't worship Jesus. We don't worship Jesus like Christians. 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 Christians lost it by worshiping a prophet, right? Who was a man, and they worshiped him as God, right?
If you are not 100% certain that you're going to heaven when you die, I encourage you, my friend, to watch the video in the description below, The Bible Way to Heaven, and be saved today. God bless.